Joining us from New York to talk about the latest car figures is George Magliano, Director of Auto Research for IHS Global Insight. George, good evening to you. Toyota fell off the cliff. As expected, General Motors and Ford were there with the incentives, the interest-free loans to pick up where Toyota didn't rise to the occasion. How did you read the January numbers?
Well, first of all, the overall numbers were very good. They came in right where the consensus put them, actually maybe a little bit better. I think the selling rate, you said about 10.5. We pegged it about 10.8, which is really, it's not as good as December's selling rate, but it's certainly much better than last year. So overall, we're building momentum. We certainly saw some really good numbers by Ford, GM, Nissan, Hyundai, outstanding month. The issue here is that Toyota actually fell more than most of us expected, and it really points up the severity of this recall and how the public is viewing them.
Yeah, you know, the buying ability, the willingness of Americans to get in there and replace their ride is stronger than it was a year ago. And this Toyota trouble just comes at this very, very critical juncture. You know, if you look at the quality surveys, Ford's doing very, very well. They bottomed out so bad they had to get better. Could 2010 be the year of big-time recovery for Motown?
I wouldn't put it big time, but certainly Ford is going to continue to get market share. General Motors is going to do better. They're going to be a smaller General Motors, but they're going to come back because they're revitalizing their programs. And, of course, the big question mark remains Chrysler out of Detroit. And that's going to take quite a bit longer, and there's a lot more risk involved with the Chrysler turnaround.
Yeah, Toyota's not the only one having a recall. They're the big sugar daddy of recalls right now. But I mean, Honda had its own as well, and we saw Honda sales come off the boil about 5% as well. Could the Toyota effect, George? Could the Toyota effect spill over into other Japanese marquees? Could it spill over into like Hyundai and Kia? I mean, could there be this sort of unspoken, unstated buy American, sort of a theme playing back into the markets?
No, I wouldn't go that far. I think what you have to do is you have to look at each manufacturer. You have to look and see how they match up against Toyota. And I think if you want to look at somebody it's real comer now is Hyundai Kia, and they continue to do very well. And the people that did well or better in January with GM, Ford, and Hyundai, who went out aggressively after the Toyota buyer. And you're right about that. Loyalty is tough these days, and if you can't prove that you have quality, and of course now we've got quality and safety, and safety. This is a big issue once you start hitting at the heart of safety, and that's really what Toyota sold themselves on over the last 20 years.
Yeah, and you know, George, one of the reasons people, plunked down in a Hyundai was the 100,000-mile, 10-year, $1.49 gas. We'll take it back from you if you lose your job kind of assurances. Is that going to be the way forward? I mean, mega incentives to get people to go with you instead of them?
No, I mean, the issue is, as we go on forward, is that we're going to have better product and they'll command better prices. But Hyundai Kia is a very unique situation. They've got the new plant down in the south, and they're looking to sell that capacity, and they're looking to gain a lot of share. And they're willing to sacrifice right now to buy market share, capture buyers, and then in the long run they can hold them. You know, that's a good strategy at this point for them.
George Magliano, Director of Auto Research, IHS Global Insight. Appreciate your time.